request everyone to kindly sit. Very good morning to one and all present here, respected dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, student volunteers, and my fellow students. Let us commence today's program by lighting the lamp, a symbol of wisdom and enlightenment. I request the dignitaries on the stage to light the luminous lamp and commence this event with the blessings of the Almighty. I now request everyone to kindly raise for Ramaiah anthem.
ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವಿದು ದೀಪದೊಳು ಪ್ರದೀಪಗಳ ಬೆಳಗುವ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಸ್ಥಾನವಿದು ಪರಿವಿದತ್ತಿದಂತರಾಚನೆ ಜಿಗಿಯುವ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲವಿದು ಗೃಹ ಗೃಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೃಹ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸೋಪಾನವಿದು ಜಯವೆನ್ನುವ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲದ ಅಮಿತ ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರವಿದು ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಿದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕತ್ತಲೆ ನೀಗುವ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ರಶ್ಮಿದು ಜಗದೋದ್ಧಾರದ ಹಂಗರಸಲು ಹತ್ತಿರ ಅರಿವಿನ ತಾಣವಿದು ಅರಿವಿನ ಹಣತೆಯು ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಚೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಸಂಖ್ಯಾತ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಿವೆ ಜಯವೆನ್ನುವ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಜಯವೆನ್ನುವ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ
I request everyone to sit. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you all to the significant occasion, the 25th celebration of Kargil Vijay Diwas. Today, we come together not only to remember but to honor the bravery and the sacrifice of our soldiers who fought during the Kargil War. Kargil Vijay Diwas celebrates India's victory in Operation Vijay, where our soldiers showed incredible courage to reclaim our territories. It's a day to honor the braveries and remember the sacrifices on defending our country. I warmly welcome our chief esteemed guest, Captain Naveen SM. His dedicated service to our nation embodies the spirit of the Indian Armed Services Forces. We welcome you, sir. Next, I extend a warm welcome to representative of Disha Bharat. We welcome you. We welcome you, sir. A special welcome to Ms. Brinda Balaji, coordinator of NSS unit, UG Council chairperson. We welcome you, ma'am. Now, I would hand over the stage to Mr. Prithviraj Dalwa for the introduction of next segment.
Namaste everyone. Today we gather to commemorate the 25th anniversary of Kargil Vijay Diwas, a day that marks the indomitable spirit, unparalleled bravery and the ultimate triumph of our armed forces in the Kargil War of 1999. This day is not just a reminder of our victory but a tribute to the heroes who stood at the front lines defending our nation with valor and sacrifice. We are honored to have amongst us today a true hero of Kargil War, Captain Naveen Nagappa. Born in Hubli, Dharwad district, Captain Naveen pursued his childhood dream of serving the nation by joining the Indian Army after completing his mechanical engineering from Bapuji Institute of Technology, Davangere. His journey in the army began with rigorous training at the Indian Military Academy in Dehradun, after which he joined the 13th Battalion, the Jammu and Kashmir Rifles in 1999. Despite having just 6 months of service, Captain Naveen volunteered to participate in the Kargil War, showcasing his extraordinary courage and leadership. For his gallantry, Captain Naveen was awarded the Sena Medal, a testament to his courage and dedication. He has also been honored with the Kannada Rajyotsava Award in 2021, the first in the defense category, recognizing his remarkable contribution to our nation. As we remember the valor of heroes like Captain Naveen, let us also acknowledge the effort of organizations like Disha Bharat. Established in 2005, Disha Bharat is an NGO dedicated to fostering value education among students. Through their initiative, Know Yourself, Know Your Country, Know Your Culture, they conduct various activity-based workshops aimed at instilling patriotism and national pride. Their commitment to nurturing young minds is evident in their extensive outreach programs. We are also privileged to have with us Sri Pradeep Nataraj, a distinguished member of Disha Bharat. An engineer by qualification, Sir has garnered extensive experience working with prominent multinational companies. Beyond his professional achievements, he has dedicated himself to the cause of youth empowerment, conducting personality development workshops across the country. A renowned motivational speaker, he has addressed audiences from diverse backgrounds, inspiring many with his words. Sir's commitment to service extends beyond education. He is an active volunteer with the Ramakrishna Math, Ramayana Prasarana Kendra and Bala Gokula, contributing significantly to community development and cultural preservation. In honor of 25th anniversary of Kargil Vijay Diwas, Disha Bharat is reaching out to students across the country with special educational programs. Their efforts to create awareness and honor the sacrifices of our soldiers are commendable. By partnering with educational institutions, they ensure that the legacy of our brave soldiers continue to inspire future generations. In remembrance of Kargil Vijay Diwas, let us bow our heads in respect for the brave soldiers who fell in defense of our nation and for the families who carry their legacy. Thank you.
Thank you, Prithviraj. Now, I request our chief guest to start the session.
Morning, everyone. Among the students community, I don't think anybody is beyond 25 years. Is there anybody? Okay, 25 years back, by this time, the Kargil War was almost in the final phases. So I, being a war veteran, will be sharing a few experiences within the allotted time, of course. A small introduction has already been given about me. I hail from a place called Hubli. I did my mechanical engineering from Bapuji Institute of Engineering Technology, and subsequently I joined the defense forces. Now the question arises, having done mechanical engineering, what was the inclination to join the defense forces? I'll not go into too much of a background or too much of a liking or inkling why I joined the defense forces. Suffice to say that when you get commissioned, when you successfully complete your training and get commissioned as a commissioned officer in the rank of lieutenant, you get 2 stars on your shoulder. The brass stars which you get once you don the uniform, you get 2 brass stars on the shoulder. I always believe 2 stars on the shoulder are better than thousands in the sky. That was precisely the reason I wanted to join the defense forces. Having completed my engineering, that was in the year 1996, you may be aware that that was the time when this management sector was opening up, the computer boom was happening. When we completed our engineering, my course-mates, all of them, most of them came down to Bangalore. There are a lot of preparations which are going on for MS, computer courses. A lot of, all my course-mates were into building their own career. I was the one who attempted service selection board, and I was fortunate enough to get through in the very first attempt. To put things in perspective, army selection happens through service selection board, but in lingo it's called as service rejection board because hardly any people get selected. I was fortunate, I got selected in the first attempt. I had not, whenever you are in the colleges, everybody wants to join army, but when somebody says it in the open, everybody laughs. Ye kya army join karega? Same thing happened with me. I had not told my friends with the fear that they start laughing at me कि ये बंदा क्या कहाँ join करेगा. The day I got selected, most of my friends were in Bangalore itself. So we had a party, we went to a dhaba, and that is the time I told I am joining the defense forces, I am joining army. I'll be going to Indian Military Academy, training for 1 year. And believe you me, those days army was not a very well paying job. People of course don't join for the salary part of it, they join for the defense for the passion of joining the defense force. When I told this to my friends, the first question was, Naveen, what are you going to do with your life? Why have you chosen this career? What are we going to earn? Look at us, we are doing, we are preparing for MS, we are writing GRE, TOEFL, we are doing computer courses and whatnot. How much are we going to earn? I had only one thing to tell them. I may not earn much, I may not have a big fat bank balance, I may not have a bungalow, I may not have a luxurious car. But be rest assured, I earn at least 100 salutes a day. That put the debate to rest. Now, let's get straight away into the battle zone. I was trained in Indian Military Academy for good 1 year. And it's beyond imagination what happens in the Indian Military Academy. It was a cultural shock for me. For a total civilian like me without any defense background, getting into Indian Military Academy was a cultural shock. Suffice to say that it is one of the toughest training establishments. And the idea is, first they break you, then they make you. What I mean to say is, when they say break you, before joining the Indian Military Academy, I had set up barriers amongst my head. I had said कि 16 kilometers दौड़ना है नहीं होगा मेरे से. 15 pull-ups करना है, I will not be able to do that. You'll have to carry a weapon, you'll have to carry 20 kgs load and run 5 kilometers within a specified time. It was beyond imagination. That's why I told you, they will break you first. They will break all the mental barriers. You will never know what is the body capable of. All Indian Military Academy does is, they expose you to your capabilities. Physical is one part of it. Trust me when I say this, they will even teach you how to hold a fork, how to hold a spoon, how to hold a knife, how to eat, how to peel a banana, how to eat a fruit. Right from that to how to tie a lace. Lace में अगर twist भी नहीं हो सकता, ऐसे ही सिखाया जाता है. And it is in a span of 1 year. To cut the story short, I completed my coaching in December 1998. January 99, I joined a unit called 13th Battalion Jammu and Kashmir Rifles. That's a battalion. Suffice to say that in the history of independent India, if there is any one unit which has won 2 Paramveer Chakras in a single battle, that is my unit 13th Battalion, Jammu and Kashmir. January 99 I joined, and for the next 5 odd months we were into counter-insurgency operations. We were in a place called Sopur. Srinagar sits around 60 odd kilometers. So to say that we were not on the line of control, we were in the midst of J&K, controlling militant activities. Come May 1999, that is the time the Kargil war commenced, and we were told that you will have to wind up, you will have to leave the place you are, and then you come to the area where actual battle is happening, you come to the line of control. 48 hours was the time given to us. We wind up and move towards the Kargil location. We leave our unit, go to Srinagar, cross Zojila Pass, come down to Kargil and deploy ourselves. Now many of you would be wondering, we were in a particular area. Now we have, am I audible? Is it?
Yes.
We were in a particular area, we had to move to a battle zone. To get into the battlefield, you will have to know what's the background of Kargil war. The background of Kargil war in a nutshell is Srinagar to Leh highway is good stretch of about 360 to 400 odd kilometers. There are a lot of hills and hillocks there. Not every hill, not every feature can be guarded. We select certain features and guard them. How do we select those features? Sitting on top of that feature, if you are able to see or dominate the line of control or that National Highway 1A, that suffice that you go and sit there, you occupy those posts. And if there are 10 people sitting on the post guarding and dominating the line of control or dominating NH1A, if there are 10 people sitting there, once in a week or once in 10 days, another set of 10 people have to go up, deliver their food, arms and ammunition, medicines, and come down. There comes a point in time when this system cannot be maintained because of the intense snow which happens there. So what we do is, there's something called winter vacated posts. When I say winter vacated posts, those posts are occupied till the time the snow starts falling, and as soon as the snow starts, we vacate those posts and come back, and as soon as the snow starts melting, we reoccupy those posts. This system was being followed for good about years together it was being followed. The Indian Army was to follow this system. In the similar fashion, our adversaries were also following the same system. They also used to vacate their post. As soon as the snow starts melting, they used to reoccupy their respective posts. In the year 1999, what happens is, not getting into too much of background, that 1 year earlier we had conducted a nuclear blast, so did our adversaries. In 14 days later, they also conducted a nuclear blast, international sanctions, not getting into all that. In the year 1999, what they did was, the system which was being followed for ages together, there was an amount of trust deficit, they betrayed us, and instead of occupying their post, they come and occupy our posts. There are certain posts which have been vacated, they occupy that, as well as certain other posts which were lying vacant. When the Indian Army came to know about this, we decided that we have to send a reconnaissance team. Reconnaissance in the sense, not to fight the battle, to gather intelligence, because we were clueless about number of people who had intruded into our territory, number of people who were occupying the post, the kind of arms and ammunition they are carrying, nothing was known to us. So it is decided a reconnaissance team will go, observe the enemy without they noticing us, gather intelligence, gather information, come down and give the report. The idea was not to fight the battle. So there are 6 people led by Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia and 5 other men from a regiment called 4 Jat. They start climbing Bajrang post. They were under the impression the enemy is not observing, but unfortunately what happened, these were 6 people, but the enemy sitting there on top was around 80 of them, sitting behind bunkers, sitting behind sangars, or hiding behind boulders. These people start walking up the post, and there comes a point in time when they are exposed and they are fired upon. Not that these people gave up without any fight, they fought till their ammunition supported, and there came a point in time when they expended all their ammunition. And after that, they were taken prisoner of war. Gentlemen, there is something called Geneva Convention of Treatment of Prisoner of War. In that, it is clearly laid down how the prisoners of war have to be taken, how they have to be disarmed, how they have the respective country, how it has to be informed, what is the medical treatment which has to be given, what is the food, how they have to be treated, everything is listed. We are a signatory to it. The Indian government is a signatory to it, so are adversaries, so is the Pakistani army. But Pakistan being a rogue nation, you can't even imagine what happened for the next 21 days. Just pause for a second and think. 21 hours. If you don't get food, if you don't get water, if you don't get to sleep, what will happen to you? You'll get restless, I'm sure. But 21 days later, when the bodies of these 6 soldiers was handed over back to the Indian Army, the entire world was shocked. Not only the Indian Army, the world was shocked. Shocked to see the post-mortem report. Their post-mortem reports read, their skulls were fractured, their eyes were gouged out, their teeth were broken, lips were cut, tongues were cut, hot iron rods were pierced into their ears. There were cigarette burn marks all over the bodies, and even the genitals were not spared. When there was hardly any life left in those bodies, they were shot at point blank range and sent back to Indian Army as a gift from our adversaries. Imagine the kind, a soldier doesn't mind sacrificing his life, but a soldier wants to die in dignity. This is not the kind of death we want anybody to happen to. This any soldier dying for that matter, it hurts, it aches. But for me, Captain Saurabh Kalia's death was a personal loss because we had trained in the Indian Military Academy together. He was a dear friend of mine. This is how the Kargil war commenced. This was the background, and more was yet to come. You would have heard about Flight Lieutenant Nachiketa. He flew an aircraft, his aircraft was shot. Squadron Leader Ajay Ahuja, he flew an aircraft that was shot. A Mi-17 helicopter was flown, that was shot, and 4 people were charged to death. Before we could gain any single success, we had lost 29 of our men. And our ammunition dump was already destroyed. But you will be surprised to know what we all know as Kargil War. The code name which was given by Indian Army was Operation Vijay, because we knew we are going to win this battle. That is why the code name Operation Vijay was given for this battle. I would like to recall one statement by the then General Ved Prakash Malik, Chief of Army Staff. He had come to our location, he had told, addressing all the men out there, he had told, it is they who have fired the first bullet, it is we who are going to fire the last bullet. That means we will win this battle. That was the kind of confidence, in spite of all these losses, all these hiccups, all these hurdles, we were very confident. There are a lot of units which have participated, not negating anybody's sacrifice, like a driver, a barber, a cook, the person who is driving, the nursing assistant, everybody has contributed. Only then we could achieve a little bit of success, whatever we have achieved. But I will restrict my talk to my unit, 13th Battalion, Jammu and Kashmir Rifles, which fought 2 battles. The first battle was on point 5140. When I say point 5140, it effectively means 5,140 meters above sea level. If I don't dwell upon what is point 5140, what's the kind of atmosphere out there, it is just a number for you, it is just a feature for you. When I say point 5140, it is around 16,000 feet, and at that altitude, the kind of oxygen content we are getting here, it is less than 50% there. So that means every 10 steps you take, you have to take rest. You'll have to inhale lot. You'll have to rest, you'll have to inhale. Only then that amount of oxygen content gets into your body. The gradient is around 60 to 70 degrees. We all when we walk, when we run, when we climb stairs, we all talk about just the lower limbs you climb, but we call it all fours. When I say all 4, 2 lower, 2 upper limbs, tabhi aap chad sakte ho. And on top of that, imagine the temperature is always sub-zero there. And on top of that, if you are carrying around 25 to 30 kgs, how arduous it would have been. Fighting a battle is one battle, but the reaching up to that point is another battle. So point 5140, 19th of June 99 was the D-Day for the attack. That is the day the attack was launched on point 5140. It was led none other by Captain Vikram Batra and Sanjeev Singh Jambal. What a fantastic attack they carried out. Flat 48 hours may they win that feature. The enemy which were there, they were neutralized. The bunkers, the sangars were destroyed. And in such circumstances, let me tell you, you never know which step is going to be a last step. Because you're running from one boulder to another boulder, there will be a mine or the shell lands, you are blown apart, you will be shredded into pieces. You're trying to shoot someone, the enemy is also observing you from the top, he gives a return shot, you are no more. In spite of all these difficulties, winning 5140 with a single casualty on our side, sitting on top of the feature, hosting the tricolor on point 5140 and telling a dil mange more, that has to be Captain Vikram Batra and Naveen. When the first battle was won, there was obviously we didn't have any casualties from our side. We had managed to capture point 5140 and 13 Jackrip was already in the news. Ye Dil Mange More, Bharka Datta had taken interview and Captain Vikram Batra with all the captured weapons his photograph was flashing in all the newspapers. When this euphoria was there, I was wondering, God, why I am not getting this chance. 71 was the last battle which was fought. Now we are talking about 99. People have joined, people have retired. They would have gone through counter-insurgency operations. They would have fought with the terrorists, but not an actual battle, not an actual war. I am so near yet so far. वो बोलते हैं ना कि अगर आप दिल से कुछ चाहते हो तो पूरा कायनात जुड़ जाता है आपको वो चीज़ दिलाने के लिए. Probably that happened with me. And subsequently, the next attack which was done by 13 Jackrip was .4875. In the initial introduction, I told if there is any one unit which has won 2 Paramveer Chakras, that is 13th Battalion, that was 2 people were awarded Paramveer Chakra on .4875 for their battle, for their bravery on .4875. That's how important it was. 4th July 1999 was the D-Day for the attack. When I say D-Day, it is the day we are launching the attack. No, the first attack I was not party to it. That means I didn't have an active participation. The second one also when my commanding officer selected, I was not part of it. I was not the one to give up. No, commanding officer is a big hasti. You cannot go to him directly and start speaking. There's an adjutant, there is a 2IC, then your company commander, then the commanding officer. But war में ये सब नहीं चलता तो I went straight away to the commanding officer and said कि sir मुझे क्यों नहीं भेज रहे हो? He had only one thing to tell me. He said, Naveen, you are just putting 6 months of service. You have joined in January. Now we are talking about June. July we are going to launch an attack. With 6 months of service, how are you going to lead 120 men to the battlefield? Your one order may be a matter of life. Thank you. Your one order may be a life and death of a Jawan. No, ultimately he was a very tough nut to crack. A commanding officer says something, an army officer says something, he has to bind by it. But I was not the one who was to give up. So there was a heated debate amongst us and finally he agreed that you also can lead the battle. Now mighty thrilled, I came out, I had to address my men. I had to gain their confidence. That was at the back of my mind, I am leading 120 men to the battlefield. How will I gain their confidence? So I addressed them, told them a couple of things. I told them the entire plan, who is going to, the way we are going to attack, what is the route we are going to follow, who is going to carry the light machine gun, medium machine gun, heavy machine gun, rocket launcher, what is the radio set, what will be the frequency it will be set to. Everything was discussed and a couple of things I had to tell them. The first thing I told them was, a soldier is afraid of bleeding to death. When somebody gets shot, if you are not able to rescue him because the firefight is on, if you are not able to reach him, if you are not able to evacuate him, if you are not able to get himself treated, then you are losing that person. So the first thing I told them was, no matter if there are only 4 people with me, if somebody gets shot, बाकी 2 को मैं भेजूंगा, आपको retrieve करूंगा, treatment कराऊंगा, trust me in that. That's the first thing I told them. The second thing I told them was, the task has been accomplished, the task has been given to us to hoist tricolor on 4875. I will not come back without hoisting a tricolor. If something happens to me, you will see that there will be a bullet in my chest and not in my back. The last thing I told them was, Tiranga leke jana 4875. 4th July 99 was the D-Day for the attack. We start launching that. To cut the story, I'll squeeze in because of the paucity of time. 4th July 99 was the D-Day for the attack. We started in the evening. When the last light, we start the attack on 4875. When we are attacking 4875, it does not mean there are few enemies sitting on the bunker, sitting on the pinnacle. There are a series of bunkers we'll have to clear one by one. 4th night we launched an attack. 5th entire day we fight. 5th night we fight. 6th entire day we keep on fighting. 6th afternoon there is a message from my commanding officer, Naveen, 4th lunch you people had, it's already 6th afternoon lunch time, you have not had anything, do you want me to send something for you guys to eat? मुझे पता था कि खाना अगर आना है तो पूरे नीचे से आना है. Fighting for 48 hours, we started expending our ammunition. And so I sent across a message through the radio set, sir आप खाने की चिंता छोड़ दीजिए, ammunition कम हो रहा है, ammunition भेजिए, because ammunition is somewhere in between. We have an ammunition dump somewhere in between, that is easier to fight. So I conveyed that आप खाने की चिंता छोड़ दीजिए, कुछ ammunition भेजिए. That is the time, few of our Captain Vikram Batra and few of his men joined. So once Captain Vikram Batra joined, a new wave of enthusiasm was there amongst us. We kept on fighting for us because every inch of the territory was important. Every inch. If I am running from one border to another border, that means I am occupying that post. If you destroy one bunker, that means we are getting a foothold on that feature. 7th early morning tak aise ladai chalta raha. 7th early morning, what happened was, I was sitting in we had reached a point, there was only one bunker left. Had we occupied that point, 4875 would have been ours. So, you would, मतलब अगर 4 जुलाई को हमने खाना खाया था, 6 जुलाई तक खाना नहीं खाया था, you would be wondering what did we have, how did we survive? Trust me when I say this, there are snow-capped mountains even in July, and on जो ऊपर का हिस्सा होता है ना पूरा गंदा हो जाएगा, you have walked on it, शेलिंग हुआ है, किसी को चोट लगा है तो मतलब खून बहा है, that will be messy, right? So the upper part of the layer of the ice we used to scoop, and the lower part of the ice which used to be relatively fresh, that we used to put in our mouth just to get a feel that we had something. Now coming back to my injury, 7th of July 1999, 7th July I am sitting with an AK-47 in my hand. On the right side there is a big boulder, on the other side of the boulder is the last enemy post. Whenever I get an opportunity, I am firing towards the enemy, then sitting, ducking down. And when 7th early morning, what they do is, with an AK-47 in my hand, my legs stretched, I am sitting in the bunker waiting for the opportunity. Early morning, they lob a hand grenade into the bunker, and that hand grenade lands right in front of my feet. Now let me tell you I'm sure you would have seen in movies, as a pin nikal ke फेंक देते ना, that's an hand grenade. Movie में ऐसा दिखाते हैं, but actually वो pin ऐसा निकाला जाता है, and then you lob a grenade. Once you lob a grenade, if you are the person who is, if you lob the grenade, it blasts, the person is lobbing it, gets injured. So by design, it has a time lag of 4 seconds. You take out the pin, lob the grenade, it goes and falls there. 3 seconds, 4 seconds later, it blasts so that there is a maximum impact. And there is a killing radius, depending upon the type of grenade, depending upon the constrained space you are sitting in. It has got a killing radius of 5 to 10 meters. Anything in and around, if for instance, just for instance, if a grenade blast here, anything in and around 10 meters will be shredded, will be torn apart into pieces. Such a grenade lands right in front of my feet. Now what options do I have? I cannot get up and start running because the bunker entry is on the other side. And if I get up, the enemy sitting there, they have lobbed a grenade, waiting for the opportunity कि अभी कुछ grenade फेंका है तो हरकत होगा, हरकत करेंगे तो गोली मार देंगे. They are waiting for that opportunity. That option is ruled out. It's an L-shaped bunker. I am sitting on one side, 2 of my men are sitting on the other side. There was an opportunity for me to kick the grenade, but how will I kick the grenade towards my own men? My conscience will not permit. So the only option I had was to pick it up and try to lob it back. I'm sure you'll appreciate if you have to lob something, you have to throw something to a fair distance, you need a proper swing, right? I didn't get that proper swing because I was sitting in a constrained space, and that too I had to lob it at my wrong end. I picked it up, tried to lob it back, but unfortunately it hit the boulder, rolled back and fell in front of my feet again. Out of those 4 seconds, probably 2 to 3 seconds I have lost, and just about 1 more second to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen death at I'm not dramatizing, I'm not trying to exaggerate things, but I have seen death at a very close quarter. I still remember how the grenade came, how it fell, the kind of sound it made, how it came to rest, everything I clearly remember. And trust me when I say this, having seen death so closely, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, maybe not a very big time for you, but every fraction of a second counts. Every fraction of a second matters. In those fraction of a seconds, I knew the next moment the grenade is going to blast and I will be no more. And then it was like, everything started flashing in front of my eyes, right from my childhood, my school, my engineering college, my parents, everything started flashing in front of my eyes. And in those fraction of a seconds, I'm telling myself the next moment I will not be there. But the moment my parents get to know about this, they'll be devastated. But at the same time, if I sit like this, the grenade takes off, my entire upper part of the body will be blown off. What will they send home Naveen as? Some muscle pieces, some bone pieces scattered somewhere, they'll put in a gunny bag and send home. Will my parents ever excuse me? Will they not want to see my face for the last time? That was the only prayer on my lips. I prayed to God, let my face be intact. I know I'm not going to survive. There is a small crevice, small opening between the boulder and the bunker end. I jumped onto my right, and since the opening was small, my upper part of the body went behind the boulder, the legs got exposed, and the grenade took off. Ladies and gentlemen, if you get injured, hypothetically, if you for that matter, if you touch a warm utensil, obviously you'll feel the pain reaches the brain, and you'll withdraw your hand. But when a grenade blast, you'll not be in your senses. I was not in my senses. For the next 15 seconds, I did not realize whether I'm dead, whether I'm alive. I was not knowing. There was a ringing sound in my ears. There was dust all over. The bunker which I was sitting in had collapsed. And there was smell of cordite, smell of burnt flesh. The boulder which was to my right, that were all splattered with blood. All I could make out 15 seconds later was the enemy had launched a counter-attack. They were running towards us. And in that moment, what I see 15 seconds later is one of our soldier, running towards my post and firing towards the enemy. He came, stood there in front of the bunker, and by then the dust had settled down. The first thing I could hear was, my full name is Naveen Anaberu Nagappa. So my unit mein, Anna Anaberu ka, they used to call me as Anna Anna. That was my Anna Bula karte mujhe. That was my nickname. The first words I hear was, Anna tu darna nahi main aa gaya hu. When I opened my eyes and saw that was Captain Vikram Batra standing in front of me. And then, the moment he said this, the moment I heard this, then I realized I am alive. I told myself, Naveen, to ab tak nahi mara, to aage bhi nahi marega. I picked up my AK-47, started firing back towards the enemy. By then my men had also realized that Naveen sahab ko chot lagi hai. They also started firing towards the enemy. Somehow we managed to stall the counter-attack. And once the counter-attack was stalled, Captain Vikram Batra drags me out of the bunker. He takes me good about 10-15 meters ahead, and then he tells me, Naveen, tu jaake niche treatment le le, main aage ladai aage ladta hu. Any one of you have seen this movie called Shersha? Yes. Many of you have seen. In this movie, this scene has been captured where I get injured. Captain Vikram Batra rescues me, and then he is trying to tell me to get myself treated. I am telling him, sir, mujhe niche mat bhejo, mujhe ladna hai, sir, mujhe ladna hai. This scene has been captured. I don't know at my hindsight if I think now, why was I telling him that? What was the intention? What was the purpose? Because both my legs injured, I couldn't have possibly got up, I couldn't have ran, I couldn't have done anything, I couldn't have contributed. But still I wanted to be there, I wanted to fight, because I had promised my men that I would not come back without hoisting the tricolor. That is the intention I wanted to stay there. But he being my senior, he gave orders that you will have to go yourself treated. And I still remember our fists met. He gave a pat on my back. He started running towards the post, and I started crawling down. Crawling down because both my legs injured. I couldn't have got up, so I had to drag the weight of my body. I had to drag it literally with my hands. 150 meters I dragged, sat behind a boulder. And when I turned around and saw, I could see the blood marks, or wherever I had dragged my legs, there I could see the blood marks all over. I sat behind a boulder, and my right leg was in literally a bad shape. It was literally dangling like this. If somebody had put some pressure and pulled it, it would have come apart. It was that state. That is the time one of my Jawan came running towards me, picked me up like a gunny bag. And since we are still in that range of small arms, we could see the firefight on. So he picked me up like a gunny bag, and he's trying to run from another place to downwards, dodging the bullets. So what he's doing is, he picked me up like a gunny bag, running from one boulder to another boulder. In the interim period, I could see the enemy firing at us because they want maximum casualty. I could see the bullets, fortunately missing us, but however hitting the ground, and I could see the ice and the dust getting splattered there. He's running, he's falling, he's picking me up again because he dashed down, crawl. He has to fall. He can't expose himself because carrying someone, it's some arduous task. It takes time. The larger amount of time you get exposed, the more chances of you getting shot. So you'll have to run and fall down, hide behind a boulder, again pick up, again run. So in the interim, I am saying that as I told you, I was in a state of hallucination. I did not know what's possible, what's impossible. He's carrying me, running, falling, and then I am trying to look back. मेरा पैर कट के नीचे तो नहीं गिर गया. I was under the impression कि मतलब साथ में लेके जाऊंगा, अगर गिर भी गया तो साथ में लेके जाऊंगा. The moment I go down, I'll get myself treated. I'll ask my doctor to stitch it. That was the kind of mentality I was in. And somehow he brought away from the small arms firing distance, and then they put me up on a stretcher. They brought me down. Imagine, my dear friends, I got hurt early in the morning. When I got some basic medical treatment, it was late in the evening. There was too much of blood loss. There was too much of infections that spread to my leg. The moment we came down, the doctor told me, Naveen, it's a miracle that you have survived. The earliest possible opportunity, you will be sent to Srinagar or Rodhampur for your further treatment, which will happen the next day. So they put me on a sedative, went off to sleep, not realizing what's happening on the battlefield. Next day early morning, that's 8th early morning, there's a helicopter waiting for me. I was put on a stretcher, loaded onto the helicopter, and then the nursing assistant joined. The helicopter pilot was told not to fly very high, because if you fly very high, there's chances of the enemy shooting a missile at us. We were told to fly low. The helicopter takes off, start moving towards Udhampur, and I don't know, I had lost time sense by then. Some moments later, my nursing assistant woke me up, quote unquote he said, साहब डॉक्टर ने उठने से मना किया हुआ है, but वो देखिए 0.4875 पे तिरंगा लहरा रहा है. When I heard this, I felt कि मतलब Naveen, your mission has been accomplished. Whatever the Indian Army tasked you, whatever unit has tasked you, that has been accomplished. It doesn't matter whether you die, whether you survive or not. What matters is the mission has been accomplished. I told myself that whenever Kargil war will be spoken about, even if you don't survive, whenever Kargil war will be spoken about, whenever 4875 will be spoken about, Naveen Nagappa will also be spoken about. You have left a legacy, you have created history. I couldn't resist myself. I sat down on the stretcher with much difficulty, saluted the national flag, and when I was about to lie down, the nursing assistant again said, "Saab, इसके लिए हमने कीमत चुकाई है. We had to pay a heavy price for this." मैंने कहा, उस्ताद हमने क्या कीमत चुकाई है? He said, "साहब कैप्टन विक्रम बत्रा नहीं रहे." That was a point in time when I was in a state of semi-unconsciousness. I went into unconsciousness. I woke up in Srinagar hospital, Udhampur hospital. Since the infection was too much, they couldn't treat it properly. I was sent to Delhi. My dear friends, I was in the hospital for 21 months, underwent 8 major surgeries. After 21 months, the doctor decided that you will not be able to walk without rest of your support, so you will have to quit the defense forces. I was medically discharged from the defense forces. So people call me, to sum it up, I trained for 1 year, served for 6 months, in the hospital for 21 months. People call me unfortunate, but I don't consider myself fortunate. The very fact that I got to serve the motherland, I got to fight the battle on 4875, I got the opportunity to fight with the likes of Captain Vikram Batra and Sanjay Saab, who both were awarded PVC on the same battle. I consider myself fortunate. If not me, who? If not now, when? So I consider myself very fortunate. Fortunate that you get an opportunity that I could come and address you all, speak to you all. As a parting word, I would just like to say, ladies and gentlemen, 527 soldiers sacrificed their lives in Kargil war. 527, not a small number by any counts. 1,300 of them have got injured. 1,362 to be precise. Some of them have still not got out of the bed. 25 is down the lane. The question I would like to ask you is, I am not here to motivate you, I am not here to build Josh in you, I am just here to apprise you and just ask you a question for you to ponder. Do we really deserve those sacrifices? Are we really worthy of those sacrifices? Since I have come here, I thought I'll also give a parting word to you. When I got injured, 21 months was hell. First 6 months was bedridden. It was terrific. There was a point in I thought I'm a morally very strong person. But 6 months in bed, in hospital can do a lot of damage. There was a point in time I started asking myself, I started abusing God. God, why me? Why test me like this? I am better dead than having made to go through this. I came out of that. And when I came out, the doctor had told me you will not be able to walk for the rest of your life without support. I did a lot of physiotherapy, I didn't give up. Half an hour of physiotherapy that didn't give me sleep the entire night, but I didn't give up. I put myself through a lot of grind. Finally, I manage everything on my own. When I see outside the society, it used to pain me, it used to hurt me. Did we sacrifice for this? Did I go through so much of pain for this, the outside world when I see? But let me tell you, I got hurt on 7 July 99. 20 years later, 7 July 2019, the entire team of 13 Jackrif were flown. We were taken on a helicopter and we landed on point 4875 and the exact date and time just 20 years later. At 16,000 feet, when I saw the tricolor fluttering so high and standing there knowing that you are also a signatory, you are also cause for it, for the flag to flutter so high. Saluting the national flag, I felt I have lived my life, there is nothing to look forward to. The message I would like to convey is, aim high. Aim and struggle for it. The aim, what you have set yourself, the goal, what you have set yourself, will be so high that once you achieve it, you should feel you have lived your life, there is nothing to look forward to. With this message, this is Captain Naveen Nagappa, winding off with the quote of mine. Beyond the clouds high, sat men on a peak, challenging me, die if you try. I choose not to speak, only to show that I can. A lesson I did teach. Jai Hind.
Don't lose this opportunity to ask, to interact. You not get this opportunity.
Anybody, please feel free.
Yes. Anybody? Don't look here and there. Grab the opportunity. Yes? No questions? Spellbound? Just hearing this.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such an amazing experience and inspiring us. So, as we are near to the conclusion of our event, I invite Nataraj to give a vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. As we draw to a close on this inspiring occasion of Kargil Vijay Diwas, it is my honor to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of NSS unit. First and foremost, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Captain Naveen Nagappa sir. Your presence and insights into the Kargil war have profoundly moved us and reminded us of the bravery and sacrifices of our soldiers. Thank you so much, sir. We also deeply thank to our Chief Executive and Chief Financial Officer, whose unwavering support, even in their absence today, has been instrumental in making this event possible. Our sincere thanks to our respected Principal, Professor Mahesh Satyanarayan sir, in his absentia, for his immense support and encouragement for all the events. Thank you, sir. A special thanks to our NSS Faculty Coordinator, Ms. Brinda Balaji ma'am. Your dedication and hard work have been pivotal in organizing this event, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Finally, I would like to thank each one of you present here today. Your presence and participation are what makes such events successful and meaningful. Thank you for joining us in paying tribute to the brave hearts of Kargil War and for being a part of this important event. As we remember the valor and sacrifices of our soldiers, let us also pledge to uphold the values they fought for and continue to contribute to our nation's progress and unity. Thank you all once again. Jai Hind.
So let's stand in respect.
Now, I request Mr. Pradeep Nataraj to address the gathering.
Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Good morning. I can see young, energetic and dynamic students in front of me, and after hearing to this thunderous and electrifying speech, I thought I'll get a louder noise. Can I have louder noise? Good morning. That's energy, because I was mesmerized, because I know him from so many years, I've called him so many years, and whenever I call, without even asking where you are calling, he comes. And that's the respect he is giving to Disha Bharat and to us. So I thank Naveen Nagappa sir before I start my speech. So, yeah, just now we listened to Kargil War, and it's not just one life, my dear friends. More than 527 lives were laid for us, and they all did just to safeguard us. Because in one of the Kargil tent, it was written in dark, bold letters, "We miss our homes." They are going to miss their homes, they are going to miss their families, husband and everyone. But in the second line, they are beautifully told, "But definitely we will save your homes." In order to save our homes, they will miss their homes. Let's salute all the soldiers who has been safeguarding us and who has been laying their lives just to safeguard us. And I'll tell few incidents, because he told about Naveen Nagappa sir as well as Vikram Batra. Few more incidents about Kargil, because it's not just one person. There were many, many Kargil heroes. So just to start with few incidents. First it was about Paramveer Chakra awardee. He is none other than a major Manoj Kumar Pandey. Manoj Kumar Pandey, Captain Manoj Kumar Pandey. So when Manoj Kumar Pandey, when he was a poor boy, he didn't get an opportunity to go to a good school. But that did not stop him to continue his studies. Taking scholarships, working so hard, he completed his studies. Then he got into a college. There he joined the NCC club. through the NCC club, he got a motivation to join Indian Army, and that's when he joined. He wrote an examination, the written army examination, and finally he was called for a SSB interview. The sir was talking about SSB interview, right? The final interview, and he was called for a SSB interview. And there were some questions asked, and finally the last question was, "Tell me, Manoj, why do you want to join Indian Army? Why not anywhere else? You can get lot of money going another way. You can get lot of honors, awards. Why only Indian Army?" That was the question asked. You know what was the answer given by him? He told, "Yes sir, as you have told, I can join any company, I can earn in lakhs of rupees, I can get lot of honors, lot of awards. But I want always one award. That is Paramveer Chakra award. That is not being given by any company. That's why I want to join Indian Army." And when they were asked, "Paramveer Chakra, if Paramveer Chakra has to be given to you, you will not be available. You would have been already dead, almost generally. Then why do you want this award?" Then he says, "Even though I am not alive, my family will take, but I am so happy that I will be laying my life for the country. That's why I want Paramveer Chakra award." This was the answer, my dear friends. And then coming to the next incident. So Vikram Batra, he was talking about Vikram Batra, sir, right? So he says, when he was again, he did if you ask any NCC cadet, their dream is to do a Republic Day parade. A part of Republic Parade. You ask anybody, any NCC cadet, what is your dream? They'll say, I want to do a Republic, I want to be a part of Republic Day Parade. And he participated in Republic Day Parade, and he got an opportunity as a merchant navy. He got a job in merchant navy. Again, same thing. I don't want merchant navy. I want to join Indian Army. He joined Indian Army. And there also many incidents happened, because he told already, just to tell one incident, which is humorous also, which is good. So when he was talking about 5140, right? After 5140, it was 4180, that second launch, the final attack. There he was growing, along with his team he was going, and there he was about to just reach to the top summit. On the other side, the firing started happening. And from there, in those days, they used to talk loudly, and they used to do taunting and everything. So Pakistani soldiers, they shouted, "Yes, we got to know you're all coming. We will not spare you." That's when Vikram Batra told, "We will not spare you. We want our Indian national flag to go high and wide. We are coming there already." That's when there was a small pause for a few seconds, and immediately, so again the voices came. "Okay, we are ready to give you a treaty, peace treaty. If you accept for this peace treaty, we will leave this Tiger Hills for you." Then what was it? It was asked. That's when the Pakistani soldiers from top, they shouted. So in our country, Pakistan, Madhuri Dixit is very, very famous. In those days, she was very, very famous. She is very famous. If you are going to send Madhuri Dixit to us, we will leave out Tiger Hills for you. Just imagine what a question, what they are asking. That immediate reply was, "Yes, good proposal, but Madhuri Dixit is very, very busy in our country and she can't come anywhere. That's why she has told me a message. With love, send this to Pakistan Army." And he shot at that person and she shot it dead. That was Captain Vikram Batra, my dear friends. Whenever country's fame was going down, he was ready to do anything and everything. And coming to next, Major Padmapani Acharya. Major Padmapani Acharya. In those days, we didn't have cell phones to communicate with families. They used to write letters. If you just read those letters of soldiers, right, it is so hearty. You should see all those letters, how they write. And he writes, his parents were in Hyderabad, and he was fighting a battle in Kargil. And he writes a letter to his parents. "Dear Papa and Mama, I am fighting a war in Kargil. And Appa, you have always told the stories of Mahabharata and Ramayana, and you are always quoting a shloka from Mahabharata, saying from Bhagavad Gita, saying that Hatova prapsasi swargam jitvama bhokshase mahim. If you win, it's a victory, you can rule. If you lose, then it's a martyrdom, and you'll be in heavens. So I'm getting this opportunity, and please tell my Amma to be not sad. Because not many people will get an opportunity to serve the country. I am fighting a battle. I am fighting for my country. I am so happy. Please console my mother. But also tell my wife Charulata, she is carrying now. Whatever values you have taught me till now, please teach all those values to the kid. Whether be it is a girl or a boy, please teach all those values of Mahabharata and Ramayana to that kid, and please make him a better patriot to the country. This was the letter, my dear friends. How the beautiful letter. And he writes a letter and he sends back to his home. Before his letter came, his dead body came. His whole family, they were shattered. Because only the only son of the family, he was dead. In the war itself, how can anybody take this? And that's when, but the family, again, they took up, they wanted to make the dream of his son come alive. And after 3 months, a baby girl was delivered, and her name was Aparajita. And last 5 years back, when she was 19 years old, she went to Kargil itself, and she was giving a speech, and she gave a speech saying that, I can see many people here, and everybody having parents, but unfortunately I have not seen my father itself till now. You are all so fortunate, but I am much more fortunate because my father lives in all the hearts because he laid his life for the country. I am so happy because even though my father is not there in front of me, he is there inspiring me. So that's why in future I definitely want to join the army. I want to serve the motherland. That's what the girl Aparajita tells. So just imagine, my dear friends, the only son, when he was died, the family did not shatter, and they brought another girl in such a way that they also want to join the army. These are the families of our country, my dear friends. How they are sacrificing their life, you have to understand. Next, going to the next story. He was telling about one more Paramveer Chakra award. Generally, Paramveer Chakra award, it will be given to a person who has laid their life. But there are only 2-3 cases. Even when the soldier is alive, even when the person is alive, they are given Paramveer Chakra award. Do you know who is it? His name is, he is the youngest recipient of Paramveer Chakra award. Nobody knows? You should see those things. Yogendra Singh Yadav, Grenadier Yogendra Singh Yadav is the name of the person. And I am not going to tell. There is a citation if you go to Indian Defence, there is a citation about Captain Yogendra Singh, Grenadier Yogendra Singh Yadav. Yogendra Singh Yadav, when he was about to go for Tiger Hills, he was always carrying 20 kgs. In his bag, there were more and more grenades itself. When his fellow mates asked, why? Because you have to carry a lot of food, but you are carrying mostly grenades itself. That's when he says, if I have more food, I can't kill many enemies. I want to kill many enemies. That's a food for me. That's why I not even carry food. That was a kind of a determination that Yogendra Singh Yadav had. And then it was a Gatun plateau. Where they have to climb and go, and it was in the night. It was so difficult because the temperatures and all that. He was explaining about the situation there, and they have to go climb and go up, and he was leading the team. And when they were in the midway, already they were started firing from the opposites. And within 10-15 minutes, when he just looked here and there, the 5 people who came along with him, they were already dead. He was all alone, and he was going, and there were many bullets on his body. He didn't know how many bullets also. And then somehow he crawled there, and then the enemies, the Pakistanis thought no Indian soldiers were coming up, and they were partying there. He went to one of the bunkers, kept the grenade, and came back and launched an attack, and all 4 Pakistanis were killed there itself. This is Yogendra Singh Yadav. And later they came to know that there were more than 18 bullets in his body, my dear friends. 18 bullets, not one injection or one bullet. 18 bullets were there, and he was telling that I still want to fight. Sir, you can't fight. No, I want to fight for my country. Even 18 bullets is not enough. I'll fight and fight. And he was forced to go to the hospital. Because he went to the deathbed and conquered the death. That's why he got Paramveer Chakra award. So that's why we have seen so many soldiers like this who have sacrificed their life for the country. And also just to tell Amol Kalia. There was 2 boys, Amol Kalia and Aman Kalia, brothers. And his father, he was in Air Force, and he wanted both of his sons to be either in the defense forces. So Aman Kalia joined Air Force. Amol Kalia joined the army, and he writes a letter to his father. And he writes, Papa, you wanted me to marry. Definitely I want to marry, but I am fighting a battle. This is a great opportunity. After finishing the war, I'll come and whoever the girl you chooses, I am ready to marry. He writes a letter. Again, same thing. Before his letter came, his death body came. The boy who was about to be married, he was not alive itself. And his dead body came, and his father looks at the dead body, and his brother was also there, Aman Kalia, and he says, my dear boy, I always thought you were a young boy, but you have sacrificed for the whole country, and you have become Duddamaga. You are the son of the whole country. I am so happy for you. So, in this way, and he laid his life, and finally, one of our advisors, he went to Kargil. We do trips, many trips, but we never go to the trips where our soldiers fight. There is also a trip called Kargil Yatra. Please go there. So they will take you to all the places of Kargil. And one of our advisors, he went to Kargil Yatra. And there he was taken by one Sikh regiment, a soldier from a Sikh regiment. He was taken to all the places. He was explaining the stories of all the soldiers. And finally he was each and every time when he was telling a story, he had tear in his eyes. And finally our advisor asked, "Sir, how many times do you tell a story, the same story every day?" Around 15-20 times. Maybe during vacation or Sundays, I may tell more than 30-40 times. Will you shed tears every time you tell a story? And that's when he says, "Sir, I was in the war of Kargil, but I didn't get an opportunity to sacrifice my life for the country, but my friends did, so I can't do anything just apart from crying itself. So I'm ready to cry even 100 times for my country itself." See, these are the soldiers, my dear friends, who are going there, who are sacrificing their life, but even we don't know their value itself. We always look at the heroes, real heroes, the cricketers, celebrities, but we don't even realize the sacrifices of the real heroes who are fighting for us. So let us remember all those heroes and let us watch one small. So now, there will be video. Before the video, let me ask you a few quiz questions about defense forces. Okay? So if anybody knows, you can answer. So just raise your hand and answer. The first question is, which is the highest rank given in Indian Defence Forces? Highest rank given in Indian Defence. Highest position. Which is the highest position? That is now Chief of Defence Forces. But before, the rank, highest rank, the 5-star rank. It is not Chief Defence, this CDS. There are only 2 people, just to give a clue, there are only till now out of this 79 years, only 2 people have got that highest position in our country. Field Marshal. Let's clap for there. Let's clap for the friend there. It is Field Marshal because yes, it is Field Marshal because it is the highest rank given in Indian Defence Forces with 5 stars. Only very rare cases they get that. Till now only 2 people have got. Do you know who are they? Capt, Field Marshal Karyappa, Karyappa from Karnataka and Sam Manikshah. Only 2 people have got, and the speciality of that position is even after their retirement they can wear the uniform. Always there will be 5 stars. Till lifetime they will get so much of honor and the respect from the whole army and from the whole world itself. And Karyappa, he is in Karnataka itself. When after his retirement, one day he got a call from Pakistan president called Ayub Khan. Ayub Khan was the president, and he calls Karyappa saying that, "Sir, today we have taken few prisoners of war, and when we were inquiring about them, we got to know that one of the person was KC Karyappa. We got to know that he is your son. Because you have fought along with Pakistan before independence itself, we have so much of respect and adoration for you, and we are ready to leave your son. Are you ready?" Do you know what answer Karyappa gets? He says, whenever he joined Indian army, he is no more my son, he is the son of my motherland, that is India itself. Treat him like a normal soldier. This was the answer given by Karyappa. And even after retirement, one day there was an army recruitment which was happening, and there was a long queue of people who were applied for it. And when the interviews came, they told this person is waiting from morning 6 o'clock, and when he was called inside, he was none other than Captain the Field Marshal Karyappa. And everybody, they gave a standing ovation. "Sir, why have you come here? Do you want something from us?" That's when Karyappa says, "I have served army for more than 50 years, but again I want to serve army. That's why I want to join army. That's why I am for an interview." No. Just imagine, these are the kinds of army professionals Indians had. The second question to all of you. So, do you know where is Kargil War Memorial located? Kargil War Memorial. Where is Kargil War Memorial located? We are all talking about Kargil War. Do you want options? Or anybody can try. Which place? The 4 options are, the Kargil War Memorial is located in Gaza Strip. It is located in Kanchenjunga. It is located in point 5140. And it is located in Tiger Hills, Ladakh. Tiger Hills, let's clap up after being closed. 514, it is located in Tiger Hills, Ladakh, which is in the district of Dras. which is one of the most coldest places on earth. And there are the monuments of these 527 soldiers, and each and every name of a soldier indicates their sacrifice for the country. Each and every quote written on those things, it shows that how they have lived the greatest life for the country, how they have served the country. So let us go there and let us salute those soldiers whenever possible itself. Okay, which is the highest battleground on earth? Anybody can you tell which is the highest battleground on earth? Yes? Siachen. Let's clap for the student. Let's clap properly. Good. It is Siachen. So Siachen is a place which is the highest battleground on earth. It was again, earlier it was with Pakistan and China. We went there, we conquered that area and it became a part of India. And do you know how much of cost India has to bear to just manage that Siachen? Each and every day it costs crores and crores of rupees to manage. And to live there it is very, very difficult. We have to send soldiers just to, and till now hundreds and hundreds of soldiers have just sacrificed their life just to stay there itself. So difficult it is to live there. But Indians say, we will not give back that land even though we are spending thousands of rupees. But each and every piece denotes India itself. We will not give that land itself. And one of the person from Karnataka, anybody knows a soldier who went there and he could not come back. He is from North Karnataka. His name is Lance Naik Hanumatappa. Few years back, Lance Naik Hanumatappa, a team of 9 people, they had been there, and then Indian Defence Forces got to know that there is a huge avalanche, which almost 25 feet of ice was covered there itself. And Indian Defence Forces went, they started to dig everything, and 8 dead bodies were taken. And last one was Lance Hanumatappa itself. When they went there and checked, he was feebly breathing. Even after 7 days without food, in those extreme temperatures, such was the willpower of Lance Hanumatappa. And later he was taken down, and the whole country was praying that at least let him survive. But unfortunately, again, he could not survive. So many people, my dear friends, they're just giving their life. We don't know their sacrifices itself. The last question is this. 26/11, we all know 26/11 attack happened in Taj. One of the soldiers from Karnataka, he laid his life and is very, very famous. Who is he? Yes? Madam told. I want someone answer. And a movie also released. Sandeep Unikrishnan. Clap for the student, those who told Major Sandeep Unikrishnan. It is none other than Major Sandeep Unikrishnan. There is also a movie. It is a movie? Major. We watch so many different movies. We never watch these kind of movies which inspire us, which showcases that bravery of soldiers itself. Again, he is from Karnataka. When again this Taj attack happened, he was leading a team, and it was not so easy for Indians because Indians were taken as hostages inside the hotel itself. But we told we will bring back as many people as possible alive itself. He went as a team, and then it was in the last few stretches. There were few enemies and they have to go. That's when his subordinates told, "Sir, please you come behind me. We will guard you so that we will launch an attack." That's when he says, Sandeep Unikrishnan says, leaders are one who always goes front and ready to safeguard others. He is not the one who is in the back itself. That is the quality of a leader, my dear friends. So he went front and he sacrificed his life and for the country itself, and we even don't know his sacrifices itself. So now we'll watch one small video about a clip of Kargil, so that it will inspire us, so that we can end today's session. I just want to show one small video about Kargil, so that it will be live itself. So let's see if it comes. Otherwise, it's okay. Please. Yes, so because of technical issues, now it is not coming, it's okay. So I just wanted to show a small video. But after going through today's program, the lecture, the quiz and other things, what can I do to my country? is a question to all of us. What can I do? Because we are all here itself and we have listened to this word. What can I do? The first option is, whenever time demands, are you ready to sacrifice your life for the country? Are you ready to die for the country? Sir, what sir? You want to live longer and longer and talking about death itself? Only few people get an opportunity to sacrifice their life. So you can join defense forces, even being a lawyer, even being any profession, you can join Indian defense forces where you get an opportunity to directly serve the country, and only few people from there get an opportunity to serve the country. Please think about it. I know, okay, first option is difficult, sir. Give us other options. Second option is, are you ready to live for the country? Yes or no? Yes or no? There's so many people, at least they are laying their life there. Even though we can't live, we can't sacrifice our life, at least can we do something for the country? Can we serve our country? Just to give one small example from Kargil, how people have been doing. So when the Kargil war was happening in 1999, it was getting aired in all the news channels. And in West Bengal, there was a girl called Satrupa Das. She was a 6-year-old girl, just 6-year-old. She was listening to all the stories of Kargil, and she asked his father, her father, Papa, I want to do something. What should I do? His father told, we have to donate some money, but we don't have money. What to do? What to do? That's when every day she was traveling from school to home through a train. So every day morning when she was going in train, she used to sing the songs of Rabindranath Tagore, and with a hundi in her hand, she was asking for money from everyone, and she collected 1,000 rupees and sent it to Kargil saying that this is my contribution to the country. A 6-year-old girl, she could do so much. But what can we do? Be Indian, buy Indian, at least live for the country, and then read these kind of stories, spread these kind of messages. We spread so many, we make viral so many different kinds of messages. Spread these kind of good messages about the country, defense forces, so that these are the small bits of things that we can do our country. The second option for all of you. At least, if you can't live for the country, the third option is, I'll beg you, take the third option. Please don't blame India, my friends. The country which has given you life and living, and we being the daughters and sons of this country, we are taking everything from this country. And if we blame our country, who is there to take care of this country? If we should become the doctors who should treat this country, we should become the engineers to re-engineer this country, and we should become the lawyers who should take this law, the justice, in such a way that our country should take us to the greatest heights. Can we do that? Yes. Why is that? Yes or no? Yes. So let us keep all these things in mind, and let us go with a message that I'll be a changed person after going through today's program. Can we do it? Yes, sir. Okay. So, do you want to say about Naveen Nagappa sir or this program, any feedback? Any one of you? Before we end? Any one or two feedbacks? How you felt? Or what is the takeaway message? What you can do? Yes? Come on, you should talk. Yes, yeah.
Second is, you told, are you ready to die for the country? My culture is, my thinking is, I'll not die for the country, I'll fight for the country till my last day.
Exactly, very good point. That's what we told. So today, we need only people who are dying there, at least let us become those civilian soldiers here itself to serve the country. That's a very good point. Yes, anybody else? Put it beautifully.
So listening to Naveen Nagappa sir, proper goosebumps I got, and that the patriotism came, and that's what Sanjay said. I can live, I can give my life for the country, and I can do whatever for my country.
The last one, we'll end with 3 speakers. Any last ones? Last one. Take this last opportunity. Grab this opportunity. Here also, you can also speak. Come on. I was expecting all of you will raise hand and we have to stop. because we are all budding lawyers. Yes, anybody? Come on, come on. Yes. We'll get the mic.
Irrespective of who wants to live or die for the country, I think as lawyers, correcting our political opinions rather than correcting our political opinions, not criticizing our opinions and at least being aware of the facts clearly and then talking about it and then debating about it would be the first preference as lawyers is what I felt like considering what we can do for the country, being students ourselves.
Very good. We didn't ask one girl also, right? All three boys only spoke. Yes.
Yes.
A lady, why don't you speak up? We'd like to hear you.
Come on, stand up. What do you feel?
By the way, the defense is open for women as well.
Yes.
I'm sure you all are aware of it.
As you know, I also get goosebumps.
Mike.
I also got goosebumps when sir told. It was very.
What's your take-home message? Take-home message.
Like, I'll do whatever I can do for my.
I'll do whatever. Good.
So let's end today's program by marking respect to the people those who have laid their life. So that's why we'll have one national anthem and 20 seconds of silence and then we'll end. Yes? Before that, do you have anything?
Thank you so for inspiring us.
Let's stand in respect for 20 seconds. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your presence and participation. This concludes our event for today. Let's continue to honor the spirit of Kargil Vijay Diwas and brave soldiers. Have a great day ahead. I request everyone to be seated.
I
take note of your attendance. I'm not sure what your arrangement is with the respective teachers. Yeah, it is already taken. Okay. My third years, anyone who's come for the second hour, please come and give me your attendance. Thank you. Yes, we may take leave. Please report back to classes by 11:45.
Ma'am, do we have last hour, ma'am? Do we have last hour? Can we go?